my background. Everybody has a background, okay? Here's my background. My background is I have been involved in 11 national stories. USA Today, Yahoo Sport, the whole deal. And none of them are true. None of them are portrayed accurately. They get it somewhat. So forgive me if my background, like I'll give you an example. Whenever anybody gets mad at me, they quote an Indy Stars story where they say I called a high school kid a meth head. A high school kid in an Indianapolis Star story. I've offered the author $5,000 to find the audio of me calling anybody a meth head. Find the name of the person that I called. So I don't buy any of this crap. I don't buy Urban Meyer kicked this guy out of malice, Lembo. I don't buy it. Now, he may have walked up, messed around with him, and Lembo got his ass cut, and now he's all mad. I get it. And I don't want to hear from any of you media guys moralizing on Urban Meyer. Stop. I've been there. I've seen you. Stop it. Just stop that crap. Urban Meyer got fired for one reason and one reason only. He didn't win enough at a franchise that likes losing. Oh, he wasn't respected in the building. By who? By a bunch of dudes that went 1-16 last year, that lost 16 straight games in a row? Oh, okay. He didn't ride home on the team plane. So the hell what? Let me tell you something. We'd have paid money not to have Coach Knight go home on the team plane. Are you kidding me? He's not working hard enough. Okay. Hey, I can't defend what happened at the bar. There is some talk that he may have been roofied. I don't know that. And watch this. That's what the media that doesn't like me, because I'm on the wrong side of the media too. That's what they'll take out of this. I can't defend everything, but let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. I got jackasses on Twitter. Oh, you're defending your friend's adulterous life. I'm not defending that. He do whatever he needs to do. It's his marriage. One of the most famous coaches in the history of Indiana University, not Bob Knight, had an open marriage. Stop it. I'm not saying Urban does, but once that front door closes, you don't know what the hell is going on in someone's house, so just stop it. Just in Fishers, Indiana, a town where they say, oh my God, it's idyllic. It's one of the top 10 places to live. If you have a white rock in your front yard, means you're a swinger. Means you and your wife will have at it with another couple, and that's the advertising. So just stop with all the moralizing. You guys are out of your freaking minds with all that. You guys are insane with all that. Oh, yeah, you media guys. Look, every coach that comes to Indianapolis, it was a running joke. Went to Ike and Jonesy's, slid off their wedding ring. You know how many people I've been told, including my sister, that have been hit on by college coaches? Stop, pro coaches. Just stop with the frickin' media guys. Just stop with the moralizing. I don't moralize about that. That ain't my business. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has faults. Everybody's got them. The bottom line is this. Urban Meyer didn't win enough, and the media he was on the wrong side of every little thing. These guys are mad because he drafted Travis Etienne in the first round. Let me ask you a question, just a question. You know who might be the MVP of the league? You know who's bringing the Colts back? Jonathan Taylor, second round. Etienne was towards the bottom of the first round. That's one of the things that these jackasses across the country are bitching, whining, and moaning about with Urban Meyer. My ass. Yeah, I'm Urban's friend, but I don't blindly follow somebody. It's not like we grew up together. It's not like we sat in grade school like me and Andy Atar and got kicked out of Mrs. Jacobs' class because Andy Andy threw pencils into the ceiling and I flipped her off. I mean, bad guy because, you can go on Twitter and act like you're some dude that matters. Good for you. Dakich supports Urban's adulterous lifestyle. Shut the f up. All right, let's go through. Hired Chris Doyle as the team's director of sports performance. Now listen to this. Doyle was accused of making racist comments and belittling players during his time at Iowa. Okay. Every guy that accused him had been kicked out of school. Maybe Urban knew that. Did you see what happened to the head coach at Iowa? Nothing. Not a thing. Because Iowa investigated, they decided to keep the coach. In this day and age, an old white guy accused of making racist comments, if they're true. So that's going to be brought up. I've told you about the list. Signed Tim Tebow as a tight end. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He signed Tim Tebow. That took a roster spot. No, it didn't. This happens all the time. I had Jeff Van Gundy as a coach of the Knicks in my freaking gym at Bowling Green. If you know people, this happens all the freaking time. College coach calls up and says, hey, can you give this guy a chance? I called Bill Parcells, and he sent 2 scouts out to watch 2 of my players at Bowling Green that were basketball players run. The scout, Gary Smith, said, yeah, DeMar's not fast enough. But I called Parcells. That's what you do. So that's a bad thing. Everything's a bad thing when you're on the wrong side of these jackasses in the media. Drafted a running back in the first round despite having James Robinson on the roster. You know what the Colts did? They drafted Jonathan Taylor despite having a 1,200-yard back in Marlon Mack. How about that? I mean, the list is always so stupid when you go through it. Openly admitted he was hoping to draft Kadarius Toney when the pick they used on Travis Etienne. Who cares? Somebody asked him a question. He gave him an answer. These are egregious. Oh, my God. These are egregious. I mean, can you imagine? And yet a guy that committed or was involved in a murder, Ray Lewis, dances out there in front of the Ravens fans still. Oh, my God, can you imagine Urban Meyer did this? I can't believe it. What a horrible, heinous human being. Told reporters that they cut players due to their vax status. So what? You don't think that's true? You don't think that's true? You don't think the 53rd man on the roster that's unvaccinated competing with a guy that is vaccinated? You don't think that's true? Well, the NFLPA opened up an investigation. Good. We know the NFL doesn't want those comments out, but that's bad? Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, my bosses told me they were going to fire me if I didn't get vaccinated, or at least I couldn't come in the building. I mean, do we live in the real world, or we just live in a big pile of bullshit? And you know the answer to that. A big pile of bullshit is what we live in. Had an open competition. Oh, my God, the horror. Can you imagine a coach trying to do something different with the Jacksonville effing Jaguars? Listen to this. Had an open competition for starting quarterback between Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew. Minshew was later traded, but split valuable first-team reps with Lawrence. Oh, my God. He saw a guy. I saw Lawrence, and I'm like, I don't know. But in the NFL, when you get a certain rep, you are entitled to everything. And all the little dorks in the media with their little blogs and their little writing pen and their little typewriters, oh, he's losing value. Maybe, just maybe, Trevor Lawrence needed to compete for a job. Maybe, just maybe, a coach saw an entitled kid. I'm not saying he did or didn't, and said, no. We got a guy here that we kind of like in Lawrence. We got a guy here that we kind of like in Minshew. Let's see what happens here. Oh, my God, doing something different with a 1-16 team. How stupid of him. How could you not go into Jacksonville and just have status quo? Oh, but they didn't trust him, Dan. Who? Guys that were 1-16? They didn't trust him? So what? Didn't travel with the team. Now, this is a problem, I guess. Oh, my God. Because, well, you know, NFL players need to be babysat. Because NFL players need their coach sitting in the front. Now, the pictures, I can't defend that. I got nothing for you. Mistake. Huge. But I'm not going to say anything about his marriage. What I know about his marriage is great. He and Shelley called me 2 weeks ago. We were watching the Colts on Thursday Night Football together. Report says he called his coaches losers. Oh, I'll guarantee you that this is overblown. And got in a heated argument with Marvin Jones. Oh, my God. Can you imagine getting in a heated argument with a guy that hasn't won shit? With a guy that has played on some of the worst teams ever, but we're supposed to kiss his ass? Heated arguments happen all the time. I mean, I know that this is the bullshit list that we're all supposed to go to because everybody's putting it out. So all you sheep out there that are criticizing me, God, can you imagine? He got in an argument with a guy that's been in the league at 31 years old a long time and so used to losing that this is how the guy reacted. He stormed out, at least according to media pukes. Oh, my God. My feelings are hurt. I'm storming out. Come get me. Love me. I'm Marvin Jones. I played in 4 playoff games in 20 years in the league. Love me. Respect me. Shut up. And we're defending that guy. He benched James Robinson next. Really? So James Robinson is Jim Brown? Walter Payton? Nobody's the best they got. So what? They stink. I'd bench everybody. Everybody should have been benched. Gives a shit about James Robinson. You're losing. Everybody's on call. But that's not the way you do it in 2021, Dan. This isn't a Bobby Knight. No, but it should be. And there'll be a day where, and it kind of is with Belichick, but here's the difference. Belichick wins. This is all about winning. Former kicker goes on record and says Urban once kicked him and told him, hey, dipshit, make your effing kicks. Yeah, I ain't buying that at all. I get it. I mean, I ain't buying that even a little bit. As my wife, the lovely Lee Ross, said, what a bunch of babies. Look, Jacksonville is Jacksonville for a reason. It is. Jacksonville wants to just lose. The fans come out. They jump in the pool. It's nice weather. The owner's team, hell, his soccer team's been relegated. If you watch Ted Lasso, you know what that is. You guys act like, man, he took over the Patriots and screwed them up. I don't give a damn what business you're in. When you come in somewhere and it's a shit show, you have an obligation to change that shit show. Period. That's what they hired him for. Hey, look, I get it, though. I mean, the NFL, it's a bad look, right? Isn't that what all you skinny jeans guys say? It's a bad look. Well, what kind of look is it that the NFL funds organizations that want to defund the police? That's a hell of a look. That's a good look. Stop with the looks. Dude didn't win enough. When I talked to him the other day and I said this on the show, I said this on the show. I said, hey, look, I did not like what the owner said. I thought what the owner said was pretty damning the other day. I did. I thought the other day the owner was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to fire this guy because it's hot. It's too damn hot. And that's what he did. See, to win big in any league, to win big anywhere where it's tough, you got to go through some shit. You do. You got to go through some ish, man. It just doesn't happen. Urban was taking them through some ish. And if you don't understand that, I can't help you. Hey, fire them. Here's what I do with my friends in coaching that get fired. I congratulate them. Because coaching, we're worried about whether we bench James effing Robinson. That's what all these little dorks in the NFL media are worried about. James effing Robinson. Whether we signed Tim Tebow. Think about that for a second. Give that some thought. So the owner comes out, and he's bitterly disappointed. F you. You got what you wanted. You don't want to win. You don't want to go through what you need to go through to win. A lot of people are saying, well, you can't tell me, Dan, that Urban didn't want to get fired. Why? Why would he want to get fired? So he can get his money. Do you know what a hassle it's going to be to get his money? Do you have any idea what a pain in the ass it's going to be for Urban Meyer to get his money? Because they're going to say they fired him with cause. Every time I talk to him, and who knows if he's being real with me or not. I mean, we have a pretty good relationship, but it's not like, as I said, we grew up together or were roommates in college. I mean, but I do talk to him, and he was very excited what he thought he could do with the future. And I hope the Jaguars tank it. I hope the Jaguars continue to get their ass beat. Jaguars don't deserve to have a winner. Jaguars, if you're worried about optics in football, you got to be out of your effing mind. Optics in football? In NFL football? Who was the dude that killed somebody, ran him over in a car, did a few years, came back and played wide receiver? Now he's a mouth. Now he's a voice. You guys are out of your freaking minds with these lists. Please. Don't bring them to me. I'll bring them to me if you'd like. The website is don't@atmetheshow.gmail.com. Shut the hell up. Jesus. When he didn't drive home with the team. Yeah? Matt Arthur, you can't convince me he didn't want to get fired. No one acts like that who doesn't want to get fired. Act like what? This dude, Matt Arthur, lives in McCordsville, Indiana. So how in the hell does he know what Urban Meyer lives? And I'm reading that off of his thing. Look at Jabari Jackson. Wow. Just heard 5 minutes of your show for the first and last time. You spent the whole time insulting the listeners. If that's what you call defending Meyer, and you can't see he did nothing to improve that organization but set it back, there's nothing else to say. Yeah, good, Jabari. Good for you, man. I'm sure you're a very nice man. I'm sure you're a very nice man. Remember when Jacksonville fired Tom Coughlin because he was too mean? I don't think it was the same owner. It's very good. Not a single person on that team came to his defense. Your little brotherhood is cute. At least you are a loyal friend, I guess. That's Dustin, Noblesville, Indiana, Colts fan. All these people that react, all these guys that react are fans of somebody. Like some guy did the old, this is my favorite, says a lot about your character, Dakich. I love says a lot about your character guy. Those are my favorites. I looked this guy up. Guess what? Michigan fan. So what if it was dysfunctional? So what? I mean, I get it. Here's the deal. And when I was on Outkick 360, the fellas brought this up. There's nothing more ridiculous than when the team gets in the NCAA tournament, Seth Davis on CBS welcomes them to the NCAA tournament. That guy never been in the tournament. That dude just like a sideline reporter somewhere. He's welcoming into the NCAA tournament. Why do I bring that up? It's the same thing with NFL media. NFL media thinks that they are high and mighty. You got to go through the ranks. You got to prove to us you deserve the job. On all of you. I like doing that. NFL media. I forget who brought that up yesterday, but it was on Outkick 360, and they're so right. They get so emotional. And look at right now. Whenever a media guy loses a job, all these whiny-ass media guys, oh, my God, journalism is no good. Meanwhile, the guy was probably having sex with a cat somewhere. Now look at them all dancing on the grave. Urban Meyer got the last laugh. Great family, more money than he could ever do with, Hall of Fame and everything he's been except the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I assume. Beautiful wife, wonderful kids, great grandkids, and Ian Rappaport doesn't like him. Oh, boy. Really? Some blogger for the Denver Broncos don't like him. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Maybe Dan Wolken doesn't like him. Oh, man, that's a terrible life you got going there. To go out to great Congressman Davis in one of the great shows of all time, The Wire. Love that man. All right, so Urban's out. Darren Bevel's in. Well, can you imagine? He called his coaches losers. I guarantee you that's not what happened because I know what happened, and that ain't what happened. But I get it. I get it. We're all supposed to genuflect. Look, they're coming for all of us. They came for me. They come for Clay all the time. We know they're coming. Don't sweat it. They came for Urban. They got Urban. And they had an owner that wants to lose. It ain't no big deal. You got an owner that wants to lose. You got a franchise that always loses. Hired Darrell Bevell. He wasn't smart enough to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. See, if I were Urban, this is my problem. I'd be like, yeah, Darrell, our quarterback's going backwards. Why didn't you give the ball to Marshawn Lynch? Hey, Darrell, first I wouldn't have hired him. But, you know, you come into the NFL, you got to hire. Then that wide receiver coach, a lot of word on the street about that guy. And who leaked what to the press, I don't know. But a lot of word on the street. The street talks, people. Anyway, I applaud and I sent Urban a congratulations along with an Andrew Dice Clay meme, which is always funny. That probably offends half of you too. Oh my God, Dakich would like Urban Meyer.